Welcome to our second newsletter. The Strategic Human Capital Consortium is very proud to present to you the topic of today, leading change. And we would like to approach the concept as a daily act, as a way of working, something that we need to have in our minds every single day. And that is our core competence in leadership. I can guarantee you that change is happening every second in our lives, and today is going to be the most calm and slowest moment of the rest of our lives. When we think about the revolutionary era, the innovation, gig economy are only the effects of a proper leading change. With that said, let's start a conversation. And Sergio, why you don't tell us about the mindset of leadership?
Sure, Alejandro. The mindset of the leader in terms of change is absolutely critical. And companies that learned how to succeed in this environment nowadays are the companies that are looking for that when they're looking for people. So when you're hiring, when you're recruiting, we need to look for that because not everybody has that appetite for change. So if we have people with that appetite for change, people that are smart, people look at the processes that companies have, people look at the products the company have. It's sometimes something as simple as a form that we use in a process, and everything can be changed, everything can be improved. Now, the million-dollar question becomes, what about the leader of that team? What about the leader of that group? Is he or she open to the suggestions, to the recommendations of the people? Some are not. Again, some managers are much more concerned in terms of maintaining the status quo, while effective leaders, they are the ones that are more challenging the status quo, because that's where innovation comes. So for some managers, that's really a challenge. So Francia, let's go deeper on the challenges. What additional challenges exist when managing or leading a change process?
Yes, definitely. Whether you're expecting change or it comes unexpected to you, whether you planned it or not, there are going to be roadblocks that you're going to have to overcome to really be enjoying that change. Qatar indicates that only 20% of change that started, it's change that is successful. So it's not a good percentage if you think of it that way. So even when you plan it and it's something you're looking forward to, you still need to overcome those things. And they're generally going to be in the area of logistics, generally implying the pace of change, the alignment of change, or the processes and systems in place to be able to execute that. They're going to imply a second topic of emotional, because people get fatigue from the amount of change that we have. And some of them are skeptical whether or not this is going to work. And the third piece that gets in the way many times is the vision. The leaders may have the vision, but they fail to explain what good it's going to do for the individuals and how they're going to get there. So if you have to think about this in terms of how to overcome those challenges, you have to focus on the why the change is happening. You have to focus on the what you are going to do, and then you have to focus on the doing. That is the execution and the buy-in to be able to have change succeed. And with that in mind, what would you say would make it successful, Martin?
Well, in a nutshell, I would say that change is successful when it's not called change anymore. Of course, traditional frameworks like Kotter that you just mentioned or process are valid and important to measure both the implementation and the success, so to speak, of change. However, the reality is that change needs to become part of the culture, needs to become an organizational capability. Because change means opportunity, and there are plenty of opportunities in today's business world. The reality is that those are driven by technology, of course, but are the drivers. And we have today agile, design thinking, customer centricity, for example, that are changes that affect the business models of organizations. So only organizations that have built an organization capability will deal with all the future changes that will come, because I don't think that nobody believes that changes are going to slow down, they're going to accelerate. And that is absolutely critical, I would say. And talking about customers, I think that they are very important in terms of the changes in the business world. So Alejandro, what can you tell us about the impact of customers in change?
Well, customer is a real driver. It's the real driver for growth. So companies need to really focus on understanding the client, understanding where they are going, what's going to be their future. The customer foresight is key. Then competition, understanding and monitoring every activity that they are doing, because we need to compete with them in the exact right time. This is like a party. If you arrive too early, you will not meet anyone, and if you arrive too late, you are going to get all the trash. So it is very important to play to your strengths, understand the market where you are operating, in the political, in the social, in the economic side, and arranging inside of your organizations the collaboration, the strategic alignment, and changing your structures continuously. So for that, I think, Elena, you can share with us what it means to align an organization.
Definitely, the clients having the access and having the power have profound effects and impact in the inside of the organization. So the way that the work is organized, now much more based in customer experience and what are the customer journeys that are more critical for the company, start to set the pace. So you guys talk about having the vision, having the alignment, critical in this environment. And leaders today are dealing with customers and their increasing power, with technology that is definitely disrupting and propelling exponential growth, and the millennials coming forward with Generation Z following them. So the leader starts to be showcased as a manager of a portfolio of changes, things that are in different directions and in different stages of evolution that are radically changing the organization today, and of course the organization for tomorrow.
Well, it's a lot to digest, isn't it? We have Sergio talking about the leadership role, starting from hiring the right people, the fatigue that we experience constantly, adapting these organizations, making it successful. I love your part about not calling it change anymore. We don't want to keep talking about it. We want to talk it as a way of living. So I hope we ignite the conversation. Please tell us what you think, share your thoughts, and please guide us about the next topics to discuss. Stay tuned.